Hello, today we're going to look at factorising trinomials. So these expressions, these two expressions down here, by trinomials I simply mean three terms and involving x squared, involving quadratics. Now before we get on to factorising these two expressions, we're going to do some expansion of brackets, spot a pattern hopefully that will help us with factorising these two terms down here. So we'll start off expanding. Crab claw technique. X multiplied by x squared, x multiplied by 1, x multiplied by 2 plus 2x, and finally 2 multiplied by 1, 2. So we get x squared plus 3x plus 2. So we're gathering together those x terms. I'm just going to do this a bit more quickly. So we get x squared plus 7x plus 3x plus 21, which simplifies down to x squared plus 10x plus 21. And again, I'll do this one a bit more quickly. If you're not particularly comfortable doing that, then you can always do the crab claw technique and do it that way. So it'll be x squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 20. Which simplifies down to x squared plus 9x plus 20. Now, I said we were going to look for a pattern here. So, what we eventually want to do is we want to go for expressions like that up to factorized expressions like that. Now, hopefully, you've noticed a pattern in the numbers. So for instance, if I circle these two numbers and these two numbers, you'll hopefully notice that if I multiply together the plus 7 and the plus 3, that'll give me the plus 21, and also if I add together the plus 7 and the plus 3, that gives us the 10, the number in front of the x. Now let's check it works for the other ones. Plus 2 multiplied by plus 1 gives us plus 2. And also plus 2 add 1 gives us plus 3. So it works for that one as well. Five multiplied by 4 gives us a 20, and also 5 multiplied by 4 gives us 9. So there's a pattern there that can help us with the factorising. So now down onto this. Now the technique we're going to use, we're going to set up these brackets. And we've got x squared at the front, therefore it must be x and x there. Now what we've got to do is find a number that goes there and a number that goes there. So we've got to think of two numbers that multiply to give us 20 and add to give us 9. So first of all, two numbers that multiply to give us 20. Well, we could have 2 and 10. Do they add to give us the 9? No. So they're not going to be the two numbers. How about 5 and 4? They multiply to give us 20. Do they add to give us the 9? Yes. Therefore, we put the plus 5 there and the plus 4 there. And hopefully you can see, if we go back up here, here's our answer. Because remember, expanding and factorising are just reverse processes. Now moving on to this example. Well, again, it's x squared. So it's going to be x and x at the front. Now, to find the two numbers, so one in there and one in there, we'd like two numbers that multiply to give 15 and add to give us negative 8. So be careful with that negative. So two numbers that multiply to give us 15. 5 and 3 multiply to give us 15. Do they add to give negative 8? Unfortunately not. They had to give us positive 8. Now another two numbers that multiply to give us 15. 1 and 15. Yep, they multiply to give us 15. Do they add to give us negative 8? No. Positive 16. But I'm going to return to this one. When we added together, we got positive 8 rather than negative 8. So we're pretty close. So maybe we have to think about negatives. So negative 5 multiplied by negative 3 multiplies to give us the positive 15. Does it add to give us the negative 8? Negative 5 plus negative 3, that's negative 5. Subtract 3, that gives us negative 8. Excellent. So we've found the numbers. So put your negative 5 there, negative 3 there. So remember, when you're factorising trinomials, two numbers to multiply to give the number term on its own, and also those two numbers must add to give the number or the coefficient of x. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.